Okay, today we're looking at section 3.1, the Cartesian coordinate system, and I'm going to kind of do an overview and thumb through the textbook. I do think it's important that you guys go through the text and go through the learn and kind of see the formulas. And I'm just going to kind of breeze through it. There's 10 pages. These are the objectives that we're going to be working toward completing as we go through this section. So this first page gives you a little background and some detail. You have the definitions here in these gray boxes, so it tells you what order periods are. The first coordinate and the second coordinate, just labeled with A and B. The Cartesian coordinate system, or the Cartesian plane, named after the French mathematician who developed it. And then this is going to be important that you note this coordinate grid. So the upper right hand corner is quadrant 1. Both coordinates are positive. And then going counterclockwise, the second one is in the upper left hand corner, and that is called quadrant 2. And then the x coordinate is negative because we go to the left, negative, and then we go up, so we get a positive. And then quadrant 3, both negative, and then in quadrant 4, the bottom right, the x value is positive, but the y value is negative. So, important to note these positions, know where each quadrant are. You're going to be asked about points and which quadrant they will be in. This is telling a little bit about what led to this, so some background on that. And then you have some examples here provided in the Hawk system, which I'll do several for you in Hawks when we get to the end. Then we have, what we namely call the first coordinate is the x, and then the second coordinate is the y. It's helpful to remember that they go in alphabetical order, A, B, and so if you say the alphabet, x comes before y. So just remembering that will help you keep these in order. And we have a few more examples that they provide, some videos. You also have some graphic explanations, so I encourage you to try plugging this into the graph, going through these steps and seeing if you can get the plot that they have. They also go through changing the window, the x minimum and maximum. These are the same images that you will see on your calculator. So try those out. We'll use some of these features when I do the videos in Hawks here shortly. And then the distance formula is very important. I'm going to be using this quite a bit, so take care to, you can memorize the formula, just write it down to where you can get to it and refer back to it several times. But the distance between 2 points, shortest distance is a straight line, but if the line is slanted, you can't really just count, it isn't going the same unit. So they measure the distance in the x direction and the distance in the y direction and do something like an average, but this is the distance formula here. And then here it is again, explanation. And then some examples here in Hawk. And then we have a midpoint, so sometimes we want to find the middle of the line. So we use the midpoint formula, you add the two x's, divide by 2, add the two y coordinates, divide by 2, and now we use the midpoint. And then I think they finally end with a few examples and videos of this. So this is kind of overview of what we're going to be looking at. We'll be doing some of this by hand, some of it I'll be showing you some graphing techniques. So make sure you download it, that calculator, or have one somewhere that you can use, because it'll be easier to follow that way. Alright, let's hop on over to Hawks and start working some.